domestic violence is a complicated issue. There is no, often when we see people talking about abuse, we nominalize the abuser, we monstrasize them. That doesn't heal abuse. You can't fight anger with more anger. The purpose of the Free Yourself campaign is to access a new level of compassion and acknowledge that by understanding deeply the dynamics of all of the participants in abuse, then we have a starting point from which we can actually support people to free themselves from those patterns. But if we judge abuse as in reductionistic ways and oversimplify the issue, we never get to the heart of it. We keep dancing around at a superficial level. And so when you look at statistics where 85% of women that leave abusive households in America return either to the same household or to a different but equally violent household, I think that there is a really important question here to say, what is the drawing back to violence that the abuser and the abused and these players in a narrative of abuse, like, what is that mechanism? Why is it in place? This is no way condoning violence. This is in no way getting abusers off the hook. But it's, and certainly when people commit crimes or take away certain freedoms from another person, they need to be held accountable for those actions, absolutely. But so that that pattern doesn't continue, even if they're sent to prison, is it going to stop? Is this patterning really going to stop? Most of the time it doesn't, because it comes from a much deeper internal place around how they respond to conflict or how they respond to overwhelming intensity of particular emotions. So whilst we're not saying to stop it as a judicial process that's important, we also need to look at this really from a health perspective. And it's a deeply personal kind of questioning that one has to undertake for themselves. Because when everybody else is gone and they're feeling totally betrayed or broken by somebody that they love, how they choose to respond to that experience is a choice that they make for themselves. And often our automatic responses are knee-jerk, they're not thought through, they're completely automatic. So how do we interrupt that automatic kind of responding and support people to choose some other way? And that's why this campaign is called Free Yourself, because it's not grounded in a blame model of blame the victim, blame the abuser, blame the parents. No, we're saying, okay, we have these experiences as humans. Now, how am I going to free myself from this? Transcendent Media Capital are about to launch its web series called Voices, where we're collecting stories from all over the world about people's experiences of domestic violence. So we want to hear from you, whether you're a recovered abuser, a survivor of violence as a child or intimate partner, or whether you work in the area as a researcher, a counsellor, a law enforcer, a psychologist, or for an NGO. We want to hear your stories. And we're aware that for some where they've had an experience of violence, safety can be an issue. So we've given a few formats. You can share your story as a piece of film, as an audio-only recording, as a written story, or a piece of artwork. And where safety really feels a challenge for you, you can change your name, that's okay. Any of the information we collect from you, any of your personal data will be kept strictly confidential because safety is our priority. But we also recognize that in the healing process, sharing can be very therapeutic and very freeing. So we encourage you to share. So if you click on the link below, we will take you to our video tutorial, which will walk you through the process of how to upload your stories to us at www.transcendent-media.com. And Your stories will be reviewed and may have the opportunity to be aired on our web series Voices, which is coming out really soon. So with your story, try and share about your experience and try and share about your ideas about what it is that you think will make a difference to this issue globally and help people free themselves.